Good afternoon, 12 minutes gone past the hour of 4, and it's time for us to talk for development. And this time we will not look at political, economic, or all of those issues that we usually will treat, but still for development. This time we will look at a social issue, something that has to do with an individual in society. It's been in the news for weeks now, and it has to do with justice. And because we say society cannot develop except there is justice and equity, and that's why I have decided to make a conversation about this very issue. I've got Henry Ekine, who is the National Legal Advisor at the Committee for Defense of Human Rights, the Committee of Defense for Human Rights. He's on the phone. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, I can hear you, Kalada.
All right.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome on the show. And I also...
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. And I also have Amaechi Efungwu. Amaechi Efungwu is an individual who has told a story, and his story made the news, and it has been in the news for a while now. And it's a story of police stray bullets hitting him and losing his ability to walk ever again. So, Mr. Amaechi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clear.
All right, welcome on the show. Welcome. For those of you listening via the radio, welcome on the show as well. This is Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kalada Batibo. You can watch us live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. You can watch us live on YouTube as well, Nigeria Info PH. And we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. All right, let's get the conversation started. I'm going to start with Amaechi Efungwu. Amaechi, can you please tell us your story all over again and how you lost your ability to walk?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was 10th of December 2020.
Okay.
I was going to walk around some minutes after 7 in the morning to get to Rukmoko. I was inside public taxi. To get to Rukmoko market, there is a lot of hold up and smoke everywhere because they are burning tire on the road. So now come down for the public transport. Then they asked what happened. They said policeman shoot a keke driver because of 100 naira. So the keke people blocked the road, the Ikore road by Rukmoko market entirely. No motor was coming and no motor was going. The place was rounded. Everybody was using leg. So I start trekking because I normally park my truck at Iluse.
At Iluse?
So I was trekking down to Happy Bite area. After Happy Bite, to Akirumo, the Maya area, because they even block the road, the no road going to all the PM pushing out to Iluse. So as they block it, I cannot trek from that. So let me walk down to DPR in Akirumo, the Maya, and then Kakeke that will take me to police post. So before that, people started running. I joined them. On my walkway that I turned back to run, police started shooting. Before I sit down on top the walkway. So that is, I put out for publicity. I was looking for my leg. I cannot see my leg again. So I was turning. I don't even know where I am. Until I bring out my phone to call my wife. The moment I put her in the side pocket, bring out the phone and send the number. She has not picked. Policeman now come and collect the phone from me. I see van, their police van across the other side. By then, the whole road was cleared. I'm not seeing any woman being again because so they now chat me, put inside the motor, and one other guy that have already died, and one other guy that the bullet touched for leg.
Did you explain to the police? Sorry, I'm pausing your story. Did you explain to the police that you were not part of a protest and that you were on your way to get your truck so you can go to...
They never asked me a question because I just received the bullet, just touched me and stayed down. They're now carrying me and one other dead body and another guy that the bullet touched for leg go to Rumokoro police station and they float us inside Poto. Okay, I was telling them that I'm a truck driver, I'm not a keke driver, I'm going to work. Please, you people should help me and take me to hospital because by then I'm seeing blood for my trousers. All my trousers have soaked blood, but I don't know where the bullet. I was looking to my leg, but I cannot see the bullet. I cannot see anything. I don't know that the thing affected my spinal cord. That is my spinal cord that the thing touched and paralyzed my two legs. So after 1 hour 30 minutes, they now bring a van and load us inside the police van, including the dead body. They take me to UPH and drop me for accident and emergency ward. Then take the dead body to the other side. So I was there, nobody to attend to me. The police people that dropped me, they just went and buy a drip, one drip, and drop for the doctor that is on duty in the accident and emergency. That is how they left me for UPTH until finally my people come to UPTH, they start treatment. So after like 2 months and that I stayed in UPTH, I never see any of them again since then. My people and me, we scattered everything to pay about 3.30 million naira for UPTH, go to the surgery and everything. So after then, I come back. Then before then, we now put the case, we meet woman rights lawyer. The woman, the former NMPA woman, vice president, said she should go to state CID. And then we take my statement, the IPO being one Joy Ukoko. I went there with my wheelchair. I went there, then take my statement finish. When I take my statement finish, on my way going, they called me back that I should send money 10,000 naira for them to take and go to investigation for transport to go to UPTH. After then, I sent the money for them, for the lawyer. The lawyer now sent it to them.
You sent, sorry, pause again. You sent how much to the police? I want to get that very clear.
I sent 10,000 naira to them.
For them to go and investigate?
Yes. Okay,
wow.
After this, I negotiated with them, it was 5,000. I told them that it's only 5,000 I can send. I sent 5,000 naira to the human rights vice president, former one, to send to them. They said they will use it and pay transport to go and investigate the case at Rumokoro police station. So after 2 days, I told the woman, the human rights lawyer told me that they have investigated, that they said that the policeman that was Rumokoro, the DPO that was in Rumokoro that time, have died. That is no more there, that they don't know how to investigate the case. So they put, I go another day to state CID, the DC then sent me to Moscow Road to go and see commissioner. That is the commissioner that we thought is to say something. Well, when we get to commissioner's office with the human rights lawyer at the Moscow Road, I did not climb up. It's only my wife and the human rights vice president that climb up. The send us back. The commissioner sent us back to DC for state CID. We go back there. Before we go back, the DC have already go. Before we go, the channel another day to go with the human rights lawyer. They have already taken that commissioner. Before we go again and see the other one. Finish that one and say we should go to CP. We go to CP. That very the CP was not on this. Before we know, they have already changed that one.
Okay.
That time now.
Let me pause you now. Let me pause you. When you went to UPTH, they did a surgery on you. They removed the bullets. Do you know where they kept that evidence? Do you know? Do you have an idea?
If I do what?
The bullet that was removed from your body by the surgery department of UPTH, do you know where it is kept, or was it thrown away?
They give me the bullet.
Okay.
They give me the bullet. The doctor give me the bullet after you give my paper because after the surgery I did not give it. It's my people that give me the bullet that doctor dropped it for them.
All right, let's pause you now. Henry Ekine,
yes,
this is where you come in. You've been listening to the story, I guess.
I was listening, but I didn't hear much of what you said. Please.
Okay. I guess the network. Then I would try to summarize it. He said
that's fine.
He said he was on his way to work. I think along the Rumodumaya Eliozu route. So along that Rukpoku area, something like that. They were protesting because the police had killed a keke driver, according to his story, because of 100 naira. And so people started running. You would run as well for safety. And police started shooting. And one of the bullets hit him in his spinal cord. And instead of rushing him to the hospital, they carried him and one other person who was shot in the leg and another person who had died as a result of the shooting, and dropped them at the Rumokoro police station in a muddy water. And later, after a while, they took him to the UPTH and dumped him there. Nobody came to check up on him, nothing. He had to foot the bills because his family later found out he was there, and he had to foot the bills. And since then, he's been trying justice properly, going back and forth. And he even had to pay 5,000 naira at some point to the police so that they can go to UPTH for transport, so that they can go to UPTH to investigate the incident. He says he has the bullet that was removed from his body. Now, this is where you come in. I would like to get your expertise. How can he get justice? What can he do to get justice? Is it something that is obtainable? Is it something that is elusive? Is it something that, we should forget? What is going to be your legal advice on this matter? We have a short break. We have a short commercial break. So I would ask both of you to stay tuned. When we come back, we will talk some more.
It's okay.
Nigeria Info,
the hub for information,
current affairs, and more.
The president used his last Democracy Day address to talk about several issues, including security.
It is this same government
p.m. and we're still here on Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakoru, and we are talking justice for Amaechi Efungwu. And for those of you who have been listening, you know the story. The story is that on his way to work, the police were trying to disperse a rioting crowd along Romodumaya Rupoko Eliozu Road, thereabouts. And one of the bullets, the stray bullets, hit him, and he has not been able to walk ever since. That was it 2020, thereabouts, I guess. And he's not been able to work ever since. And he's been trying to get justice. He paid for his medical bills himself, but he's not able to work. He's not able to do anything. And so he deserves a compensation, I believe. And that's why I have both Amaechi Efungwu and Ekine, who is a human rights lawyer. He is, of course, the national legal advisor for the CDHR, that's Committee for Defense of Human Rights. And he will be giving us some legal advice on this issue. Welcome back, Amaechi Efungwu. Welcome, Ekine. Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so let's hear. First of all, can both of you hear yourselves? I need to confirm that.
Sorry?
Can both of you hear each other?
No, we can't hear each other. I've never heard him.
Oh, okay. So, Amaechi, yes. Can you hear him?
Yes, I can hear him.
Okay, so Amaechi can hear you, but you can't hear Amaechi. So, you know what? Just go ahead. Give us your legal advice on this, and let's get to know what he can do to tackle this very issue.
Yes, clearly, this falls within the areas of both criminal law and civil law, as a matter of fact. Criminal in the sense that when the police uses firearms in such a way that injures another, it constitutes bodily injury on that person. And also, when you cause some kind of injury on a person and it causes the person to lose something, okay, like this case, probably permanent disability, and then some source of income or means of generating income by himself not being able to work again, all of these will create some causes of action for the victim of that kind of incident to sue in damages. So he can sue in the civil action for damages, and then of course the police will be responsible for that. Whoever causes that kind of, so let's not be very particular about what is police. So in a general consideration, whoever causes that kind of injury that causes disability or permanent injury, and then you cause someone to lose some source or means of income, he can't work again, then that person will be liable to that kind of civil claim for damages. Now, so the options are open for the victim of this kind of behavior or this incident to sue in civil action against the person caused that injury and the police. On the other hand, the acts with respect to the bullet, or that's the action being possessed and being constituting significant evidence for him, because that ammunition can actually be subjected to some forensic test examination to determine who actually got it and where it came from. That is where there is any doubt. But in this case, there has been palpable evidence beyond who owned that ammunition. But the fact that the police picked him up, they took him and the other person to their station, and it was actually the police again that took him to the hospital. Yeah. He needs to have that evidence of the police taking him to the hospital as well. That will I think strengthen his evidence beyond the institution and to the hospital. Because whoever is a victim of any addition of into hospital, be able to count for that person and have got.
Let me come now. Second coming now. I not meant that the 7 to TI coming lead time the depot of corporation no longer there. about the DPO or something like that. Do you think the police try to deny the statement that the data is no longer there? Do you think they will deny?
The details of head of that it's not a nature of to evidence there. Was it the John that saw him, or is it the DPO that actually shot at him, or was the DPO amongst the team of officers who were in that operation and then led to this gunshot? Were there no other witnesses that witnessed the entire incident, and then also when the police took him to their station, and then even the hospital? Because any hospital that receives any person, even though the act enables that when someone who is injured is brought to a medical facility, it should be received. It should be received with some form of record. So whoever brought, if police officers, whether you actually were not the cause of that injury, and then you found a citizen in some helpless situation or condition with injuries, and then because one of the responsibilities of security agencies indeed when it comes to protection of lives, it's not just about securing them, preventing others to injure citizens, but when citizens are injured, even in circumstances that seem not to be clear, you pick them up and take them to the hospital, because part of protecting their lives is also ensuring that they receive adequate medical attention promptly as required. So another aspect of it, which would also form in terms of the civil action, that's in tort negligence. You picked up someone who you injured, and then you took the person to your facility, the police station, and dumped him in a condition that was not in any way helpful to his condition, and probably not promptly again too. But whoever, talking about the facility, the medical facility that received them, you should have some record. Who brought in this person with injury, at what time, and all of those details. So those constitute some credible evidence for him as well, because that must be done. And a facility like the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital should be able to have a record of who brought in somebody at what time and in what condition, and who that person is. Even if it's a security agent, the agent should be able to indicate from what station is bringing the person.
Now, you've said sue the police, right? But we've had certain situations where the police were taken to court. The police lost the case, but did they really go ahead to pay compensation? So this is some of the issues. How do we ensure that when we go to court, we win the case? And when I say win, I'm not involving myself, but I'm just saying generally. When we go to court, we win the case, and we win the case, but we also get the right amount of compensation. How do we ensure that?
Yes, it can be enforced, Kalada, I tell you. It doesn't matter the bottlenecks around the enforcement, but what's important is that the laws are there, the rules for enforcement of course are there, and then in public institution, and they have to court. That's not part of it. But rest for reverse, clearly you need to knowledge first, to know first before it is, and it's when it has to be what you need. I think the purpose I serve speaking of. So don't have a con and then see, probably get a got probably judgment, and then your judgment disregard. You claim money, that's what money judgment, and then debtor send compensation. Judgment that force disobey all this judgment is contempt. The option with the judgment enforcement rules and that the laws for judgment, including the Sheriff and Civil Processes Act, where let's say it's monetary judgment. One of the means in monetary judgment, enforcing monetary judgment, is that you know that that institution holds or maintains an account with all of the banks in this country, right? Or at least one or some of these banks. So there is a procedure in law that you can ask the court to order anybody that is holding money the judgment debtor's money to pay you directly. And then the courts have the power to do so. And those kind of matters are seemingly easy in a way. Easy in what form? The judgment of the court in itself is valid, so it's clear evidence for that person who's seeking to enforce it in terms of what money you are pursuing. Because it definitely would have been a judgment of court. The money is clear, how much it is, and then the parties to that proceeding, being now the judgment debtor, is clear. Now the challenge will be, where do you know their money is? It has to be very clear and very challenging where some for the way you get them in order. That's the way that process has become. All banks have attention to it. You have the fund and resources, all the laws that they have, may not interest the bank the details. Seek that the court should order those to come court and say how much the member has in those how many children. How much is the bank for? You don't have a choice. So come and say what comes that the joint debtor is having, or with them balance is in need. God help them if the money is and the pay it to the don't have to it to any way of string you money with. I did actually be of range of getting judges against agents. Where challenge force judgments agent institution where private institutions getting the easier. Most times in the lane you find the police and all heading together they are not federal and so for that let's take yes but all of those against even lawyer you take it proceeding begin who is the appropriate party that you're going to sue. See, Canada, the law practice is such that it is not enough that your client walked into your law firm and instructed you. After that, the lawyer does a lot of thinking and engaging his head. Fundamental things to consider at that time is what are you suing, the cause of action, what complaint, what are you asking for? Then, importantly again, who are you suing? So you depends really no particular person's investigation. The police. Then of course, sometimes you sue inspector of police. You challenge. Again, soon you have telling the police or you to the lawyer. Works appropriate parts. Have the king at the certain action. Easy for in the bigger party or in one is or not. All law for you get this matter of oxygen is calling some persons the police. Have some judges that are not able to enforce.
All right, pause you now. I have to pause it because we have to open the phone lines. But I'm going to ask 2 questions now. Mr. Efungwu, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so what is it that you want if you were to go into a settlement with the police, or if you were to take the police to court? What is it that you are asking for? What are you demanding? Yes, you want justice, but what is justice to you?
Okay, thank you. What I really need is because I've spent a lot in the hospital. Secondly, as I am now, I'm not doing anything. I'm a family man. I have children and wife. So, and I'm just on wheelchair since that 3 years ago. So I'm not doing anything. In fact, I'm just epilepsy. You understand? So that is just my problem. I need for them.
So you need for them
at me and compensate me and pay me the money that I spent and another thing for them to give me money that I can be managing something because I cannot walk again. I cannot make use of my leg again.
But you can make use of your hands, right? You can make use of your hands.
Yes, I can make use of my hands, but I cannot stand.
Okay. So let me get you right. You want compensation for money spent on medical bills, and you want compensation for your upkeep going forward. Correct? Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're going to open the phone lines now, so people from River State and beyond listening can join the conversation. But Mr. Ekine,
yes,
if you were the police, what do you think?
Nigeria that has now been inflicted with permanent disability, unfortunately, deserves every form of compensation and apology to this individual. And I tell you, in responsible crimes, until the end of his life, he wasn't born this way. A responsible society and a responsible police authority should take this person in. He has a right cause of action. I mean, he can go to court and get compensation. Like he spoke, he probably wouldn't know. It's not just about the medical bills. That is even far from what should be the concern for this individual. But I understand the way he thinks. Let's say that's the first point of it. Medical bills, because even in his heart condition, he was able to extract that and expend. But compensation in such a manner that will sustain his life throughout. It is not his fault.
Okay.
It's not to come give him one-off money, and then even if you give him 5 million and then he finishes, what happens to the rest of his life?
All right.
In this kind of permanent disability, it should be permanent maintenance. So the police should be able to provide sustainable permanent maintenance for this person. And if to rehabilitate him and put him in such a condition that he'll be able to even assist himself, but he's not to be left alone by any responsible society.
Okay. I have to open the phone lines now. If you're listening, here is your chance to join the conversation. Justice for Amaechi Efungwu. What is on your mind concerning? You've heard the lawyer. You've heard what the victim said. What is your take? 0817-923-0002. Once again, 0817 923-00002. You could also use this other number 0817-923-0003. We're live on Facebook. Drop your comments there as well. Nigeria Info PH. We are live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. For WhatsApp, use the number 0809-030-6416. Good evening, Canada. The Nigerian police has been known to be controversial in every issue related to the citizens. My hat goes out to my fellow Nigerian who has been in deep pain for years from the bullet wound that has now paralyzed some parts of his body. I pray he gets justice. The illegality in this country cries to the high heavens. Quite unfortunate situation we find ourselves. Judge from Rumacruci. Morgan from Port Harcourt says, the only way the police can pay damage to any person through court is for the judges of those courts to go on strike. And I know with this, police will have no option than to pay the damages to the beneficiary. I've got Beneth. Beneth is calling from Yenegua. Hello?
Yenegua, calling from Akinfa.
All right, welcome. What's on your mind? Hello?
Yes, I listened to what like according to the incident that happened to the man.
Yeah?
So I want to make a contribution.
I'm listening.
So like what the lawyer said, I don't know what the lawyer said. They have said completely right. And for the man, I know that because of the situation, the man is like he cannot be stable in his thought to be able to say what actually he needs for now. Well, Nigeria is a country that we all know, see what is happening. So my own concern about the man is that the state government should assist him and get a lawyer to enforce his case. And then see how they can help him. Because that condition that the man is, he has children. And the court should find a way also to see how they can make judgment so that the children can also be taken care of and the wife, because the man cannot do anything again.
All right, so the state government should jump in on this. All right,
but for the lawyers, I thank him very much really for the clarity he made on this discussion.
All right then. So thank you very much, Benef. Dan from Port Harcourt. Dan, let's listen to you. What's on your mind, please? Hello, Dan. Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Not so clear, but go ahead. What's on your mind, please?
Please, I come to respond because I want to talk with them. They're all good now.
Yeah.
I should have suggested that the city, since we come to River State with a principle that is going to fight zero plan, that the message should be passed to him. With the way I'm seeing him, I'm not seeing him as somebody who will ignore or see it as a case that he will treat with levity. So they should first of all get the message to him.
Okay.
And let him be aware fully of it, and then let's hear his own opinion from there.
But we've been told that the office of the Commissioner of Police in the state has been informed about the incident.
And they have not done anything concerning it.
So we hear.
Okay, then they should involve the state government.
Okay.
Through the Ministry of Justice.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Someone on WhatsApp says, will police brutality ever end in Nigeria? Anthony Wodi from Impolo Rumigbo. So let's get final words now because we're out of time. Ekine, will involving the state government help the case, like some callers have said?
Yes, when that caller was making that suggestion, I was just thinking in one direction. And two things here. You see, a responsible state can come in some form of help for victims of this kind of state actions in society. Now, every Nigerian is a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a citizen of the state. And then we have the Ministry of Social Welfare, I think rehabilitation and all of that. Sometimes I ask certain fundamental questions. Some of our ministries in government, what really are their mandates?
All right.
What really are their objectives and goals?
All right.
I think appropriately so that kind of ministry should have an expanded mandate to include in society this kind of persons who can no longer fend for themselves. They cannot probably eke out any means of livelihood, and not by their fault, but by some state action. Yes, I think reasonably, the Ministry of Social Welfare and Rehabilitation should have some form of grant or some form of provision to reach out to persons in society.
All right.
Elsewhere, you have the elderly and such disabled persons, or if you like, disadvantaged persons who may have been put in this condition by some inadequacies of state actors. But that does not take away the legal right he has to sue the police for adequate compensation. And exemplary at that. The damage he should ask for should be exemplary and adequate to be able to sustain the rest of his life.
We've got to go now. We've got to go.
The Police Service Commission should come into this, and then the National Human Rights Commission. So a lot of things are just running through my mind for the victim of this kind of behavior and an innocent citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, Ekine, National Legal Advisor, CDHR. We've got to go now. And Mr. Amaechi Efungwu, we have to go. But thank you very much for your time.
And please permit me, my heart reached out to him, and I wish him well and strong.
So, right back after this.